Kids, this is Hex-Ray Vision with a special stream today. We got two of the Hexicans in the community that are always making it better and always working to improve things. And I'm honored to share the stream today with BlaKCHEXican and
Hi.
with the hexiest man in the world. Don, how you doing, man?
Excellent, man. Excellent. Yourself?
Awesome. I'm doing really good. I'm doing really good. You know, the first time we met, I met both of you guys in Salt Lake at the same
That's
time,
right.
same event when you guys were
Yeah.
doing the pulse the Hexican tour with Patrick and Abit, and
Yeah.
that was crazy.
That
That
was
was a crazy
crazy.
event.
That was
I
it was
mean,
I think it was even crazier than that because and I don't know if I told you this, but like I was actually in my car driving along 7th East, 7th East, and driving along 7th East watching a stream about the workshop that was going to happen. And I literally look over to my left, like right by Liberty Park, and I see Patrick driving in the pulse chain car. And I'm like literally watching a stream or not a live stream of them, but an episode of them. And I'm literally look over and I'm like, dude, what? And it was like a week before the event. It was like a week before. It blew my mind. I was like, this is crazy. Talk about synchronicity.
That's what we
This is
call
nuts.
hexception right there.
Amen.
That's a hex within a hex.
Yeah.
yeah. Salt Lake was the city where I really realized like how big this tour could be. And it's like really where I like recommitted myself to the tour because you guys came out in such big numbers. And like it went from, is Hex just like a California, New York thing, the big major cities? Or do we really have traction like everywhere? And I mean, Hexer, you turned up, like you got us a venue, you had the people out there. I mean, it was just really, really impressive. And it made me like recommit myself and my energy, to the team because at that point I was still just a volunteer, just helping out. And it was really you setting that example of like what this could be, what these events could be is really what like spearheaded me to just like push forward.
Awesome. Awesome. I appreciate that. And a lot of people think that I live in the Salt Lake area, but I don't. So I was traveling like
Yeah.
3 hours up there every weekend to try and get stuff set up. I would like leave a bunch of flyers with my buddy, and he'd be out like putting out flyers all around Salt Lake City, trying to get the turnout as big as we could. Cause I mean, I don't know, I just wanted to share this with as many people as possible. And a lot
Did a
of
great
us
job.
at that point, we had already gone through like friends and neighbors and coworkers to where they were like you felt like the Tupperware salesman, like walking down the hall where they like turn and go the other way because they're like, I
Yeah.
already got it Hex, man. I mean, leave me alone. But
Yeah.
there's so many people. There's so many people that don't know anything about crypto,
Mm-hmm.
let alone know anything about what's going down with Hex. Like the revolutionary changes that Hex made to blockchain are still unrealized. You know, like
100%.
and so
I
like
completely agree.
yeah, and that's what turned me on to like the postcard. Like we ran the postcard contest. We tried to get as many designs as we could because I thought like let's reach out to as many people as we can and just get on their radar if we can, you know,
Yeah.
and just spread this information. So I don't know.
But yeah, it's
Go ahead.
really interesting how early we are in crypto. My husband and I, we went to this car show down in San Diego for Father's Day. And so we were like, let's just, take a little camera out there, a little microphone, and just like put people on the spot, like name 3 cryptos. Let's see what you guys know. Let's see what the average person knows.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it was crazy, like how few people could name anything outside of Doge. I mean, outside of Bitcoin, right? And
Mm-hmm.
if they could,
Mm-hmm.
it was like they would say something like the dog coin, the doggy coin or something. They really didn't even know how to
Yeah.
pronounce it, or just like, one dude argued me down. He was like, no, 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 I know the cryptos. It's Bitcoin, it's crypto, it's what's the other? And I was like, it's crypto, like that's your number two.
Yeah.
Crypto's the number 2 crypto. I
Yeah, that's
like
the
Yeah.
it.
number two crypto.
Let
So
me
yeah,
Crypto coin.
we're super early.
give a shout out to we got Blue Bum and the Mango Junkie. We got Godfather J6, Marco the
Yeah.
Hexican, my man. I tried meeting up with him in New York, but you're not going to believe this. There's a lot of people there.
Oh,
And then,
really?
yeah, yeah. And going back to what you were just saying, I have my little family vlog. And so I did that same thing at the Statue of Liberty. I was like, hey, what do you know about crypto? What do you think about the Statue of Liberty? And there was one XRP fan on the whole place. It was an employee, and she was like still saying, hey, she was talking about the lawsuit and stuff they're going through, and how she really, like, that's what she's banking on. And I'm like,
Really?
man, if someone knows that but they don't know anything else. And even like Maddie, Alan, and Tony, they've been to a bunch of conferences lately, and nobody even has heard of
Nobody
a
has
Pulse chain.
Mm.
And they
my
don't know
mind.
that they're getting a copy of their NFTs. They don't know they're getting a copy of their ERCs. They're still like, nobody knows.
It's like we're so deep in it that, you know, we think that the message is getting out, but it is so rare to find people that know what you're talking about. With this golf tournament, I've spent a lot of my time outreaching to like crypto golf communities, if you believe that that's a thing, right? Like there are literally all these different NFTs where their whole focus is on creating a golf character, whether it's a bird or whatever. They're like always on the golf course. And so I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
this is like the perfect event for you, right? Like most of these
Yes.
NFTs are ERC20s, you know, you guys are you can decide whether you want to be on this new blockchain, faster, cheaper, you know. So I'm like, this is going to be great. This is going to be easy. I set up all these different meetings. These people are like, post what? It's a what? And I'm like, it's a
Yeah.
fork of Ethereum. And they're like, yeah, no, I'm going to look into it. But it's crazy because with Richard spending so much time in spaces, people are like, you know, hopping in these spaces and hearing what he has to say, you know. So I think it's good.
Yeah,
Bob.
you got Crypto NDO, also like a top influencer that interviewed Richard, and on the interview with him, she's like, now, so tell me about this Pulse. It's like a coin built on Hex. Like, you know, she thought it was a coin. She didn't even realize it was a blockchain, you know, and you know, nothing against Wendy. My point is that's someone that you think would, a crypto nerd like that, you would think would understand what's going on, right? And I'm sure she does now, but at the time, it was only a few months ago, she didn't.
Yeah.
And it's blows my mind.
Yeah, and the more that we listen to the experts in the space, when they're
Right.
they're coming after Richard, they're on spaces, they're here and there. You listen to what they say, and you're like, that's like stuff that all the Hexicans know about already. Like it seems, it's almost like elementary stuff. Yeah, it's like stuff that you would, if crypto was a high school or a college, this is stuff you would learn in grade school, like layer 1, layer 2, immutability, keys. Like this is what you would teach your kids if they went to crypto school, right? And we keep coming back to this stuff of self-custody, third-party risk, third party risk. Like it's insane.
Yeah.
And like Bobby Hexelrod said, it reminds me when he hears people order a Grey Goose and vodka. Like it's like what, they just don't, the information, the education really isn't there yet, you know. And so there's so much to do, and that brings us to you guys. Obviously, you've been working on the tour with KBS, and then Hexiest, you've been, you know, jumping in and out of a lot of cool Hexican events this year, and all trying to get this word out there. So tell me what you guys are working on right now, and what made you guys, you know, where'd that idea come from?
Right. So right now we're working on the Postmasters golf tournament, right? And I can, you know, tell you that this idea originally stemmed from preparing for the tour, right? We did the Hex tour. We went through all these cities. It wasn't, even though I loved it and I hopped on and I took it, it wasn't my baby, right? I didn't get to plan it from its birth, from its inception, and do all the type of events that, you know, I wanted to do. And so when we started looking at doing this Pulse Chain tour, we wanted to incorporate the Pulse conference. But then we also, you know, we're doing a lot of different things. We're only doing like 8 workshops. We're doing college visits. We're doing sporting events. We're doing a lot of things. And so I started thinking about what benefit or what ad can I make to PostCon, right? What's already there and then what's missing. And I've been to a ton of conferences, over the years. And what I know is that for the most part, if you want that social part, right? Because everybody's so buttoned up when they come into the conference room. All their, all their peers as far as who they work with are there. Like you're on a stage, even if it's in that exhibit hall, you kind of feel like you're on a stage. You're there to present your best self. And that's not necessarily where you're going to discuss, those more intimate details and really get to know people. And so I said, well, a lot of these conferences, they kick off with an event like a golf tournament. And then I started thinking, I'm like, has there ever been a crypto golf tournament? Like, is that a thing? Is that something that we can do? And I say, if you're focusing on one crypto, right, like Hex, it's probably difficult to throw a golf tournament, because now you're looking at what brands can I get to come in to sponsor this event, to be a part of this. But now we're talking about Pulse Chain, where you already have the commitment of all these different protocols, all these different projects committed to building up the Pulse Chain. So why not create an event that's social, where you can get all this buy-in from all these different people? And we're talking about the leaders of these companies and these protocols, the founders, the marketing guys, the people who are making decisions, and where we can get out on the golf course, even if you don't golf, just watch and see what's going on and meet people and network. And so then that's kind of how, the birth of the Postmasters was born. And the more that I, started thinking about, like, how do I make this, the best event? How do I really pump this up for Pulse Chain? And then it's like, it has to be about the competition. It has to be about all these different protocols and these projects having teams that will come out, that will golf, that will want to win and to essentially reign king over the Postmasters, right? Don't we want Hex to reign supreme over Pulse Chain? Don't the Power City guys want Power City to reign supreme, or the NFT guys? Everybody does. And then that just creates buy-in so that we can all come out and celebrate and build adoption for what's important, and that's Pulse Chain. So.
Wow, that's a great idea. And like you said, if you just go with just Hexicans and no one else, you'd probably get a turnout, because Hexicans love hanging out with Hexicans, right? Yeah, I mean, you'll probably have some Hexicans that don't even know anything about golf showing up, because they just want to hang out with the Hexicans, right?
Yeah.
Like we said, you open it up to crypto. Well, now you've got such a bigger community to include and kind of build momentum on, right? So I think that's really quite a light bulb moment that you had.
Yeah,
I'd agree with that. I mean, when I first saw it, then when I was talking more about it, recently, I mean, I didn't know that it was literally the first crypto golf tournament ever put on. In fact, if you Google crypto golf tournament, you're going to basically find out that there was an article in the USA Today about a week ago about a PGA tournament, a Professional Golfers Association, that they actually had a tournament where they allowed cryptocurrency to pay for ticket sales. And that was newsworthy, and it's like, this is the first crypto golf tournament ever in history, and it's Hexicans and Polskins doing it. I think that's pretty impressive. And when you're talking about adoption overall too of crypto and getting the attention of people, there's a lot of people like to golf just for the competitive element of it, and especially the guys that might be in Vegas or people that live in Vegas. Just people sometimes just look for every excuse to golf with their buddies. They look for tournaments wherever they might be. Golfers have good amount of disposable income. Typically, people that watch golf tend to as well. And so I think it's genius in those elements also. Like you're talking about, I mean, I think most crypto people might not be golfers. I could be wrong, but I'm sure I know most golfers, just because most people aren't crypto people yet. So it's just such a good overlapping. And the competitive element that you mentioned, I think is great, because when ideally that's what happens this year, but certainly for the next year and the year after that, where there's like strong teams where people are like different crypto projects on the chain are sending they're paying pros to go play, or whatever it might be. I mean, I think this thing could be huge, and we need as much support from the community and ideas, whatever they might be, to make this event just spectacular. more
Well,
spectacular than already
speaking
will
of
be.
ideas, Bobby Hexelrod says maybe try to get each hole sponsored by a different crypto, have prizes for each birdie's holes in one. Just a suggestion, be a good way to onboard people outside the RH ecosystem. And I know you've been thinking about that, and I've seen a lot of things on Twitter about the lady Hexicans have really
Yeah.
stepped up and put
Big
their
time.
their mind and their sex appeal and their
Yeah.
just their energy behind this. Tell us about that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he nailed it right on the head. That is exactly what we are doing. That is what we're trying to accomplish. We
Yep.
want a sponsor at every hole. We want contests. We want contests against pros out there. We want this to be exactly what you're talking about, a major event for bringing a whole new subsect of people into crypto. People who the passion that golfers have, you know, for golf is unmatched. Both of my little brothers and my uncle are golfers. And I will tell you, they will skip Thanksgiving. You know, like they'll be late to dinner because they're at the golf
100%.
you know, at 6 o'clock in the morning, you know, so this is really an untapped market, you know, per se. And so like, just to go back to the HEXLadies, for me, you know, BlaKCHEXican, I'm a Hexican at heart, even though I'm interviewing all these different protocols and trying to understand them, you know, I'm always going to, you know, have this passion and this love for Hex, and I'm going to want it to be the most represented crypto out there. And so I did two things. I went to work, you know, just in the background, raising money for the hex.com hole, right? For Hex to be represented so that Don and our other strong Hexican golfers can come out and represent us in that way. But then also I said, there's another part that we're missing, is that has a subsect of ladies that identify as HEXLadies, right? And we want to embrace women coming into crypto. And so I reached out to some of the women that I work with regularly, and I said, hey, do you guys think that we can raise money to sponsor a hole, to get a team of all ladies out there, to possibly have a second team where we like recruit professional women golfers to come and represent Hex in the best way, to where we end up having 4 teams representing Hex, right? 2 ladies teams and 2 men's teams. That's unheard of. Like, you don't even see women in crypto. And then to have something like 4 Hex teams, like that was my ultimate goal. And it still is right now. Like I want a Hex team to win this.
Well, how do you ignore 4 Hex teams at a golf tournament, right? Like, even if you've never heard of it,
you can't.
These guys are insane.
Yeah.
Like, these guys are the craziest bunch out here. And
exactly,
they're going to be the happiest and funnest group out there too.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Ladies, their whole by far will be the most fun. I mean, I can't say that because I'm, you know, just I can't reveal too much. But I do hear that at one of the holes, the guys have a relationship with some ladies that work for Pornhub and in Hollywood, and they might be flying out for this event. So who knows what's going to go on at that hole or any of the other holes. But I do know that the HEXLadies hole is going to be top notch.
That's awesome. Hex Down Under says he's gutted. Like, here's the golf passion you guys were talking about. He's like, I'm not flying from Australia for golf. Shame, I play and would be good to take everyone's money. So like,
that's exactly, yep.
And Wes Brand says they say some of the biggest relationships and biggest business deals are made on the golf course, because like you said, when you're at the convention center, when you're in like the dinners, you might not be able to like cut loose and really get down to the nitty gritty and tell people what you're looking for and what you're into. So that is a good way. So
anytime I wanted to close a big deal, I tell you, anytime I wanted to close a big deal, if the CEO was a golfer, it wasn't even a question. It was just when are we going to get on the course? And then you're definitely going to go with our products. You know what I mean? It was golfers just have a bond like Hexicans do, you know, and a desire to compete against each other. I mean, every hole you play on, it's usually like, all right, what are we betting on this hole? What are we betting on this shot? You know, it's such a crypto goes so well with, I can see crypto and golfing going so well, you know, they go so well together.
It really does.
Yeah, it really does.
Especially with some of these new protocols that are coming out where it eliminates the middleman in betting, right? Where it's the peer-to-peer.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the home for golf courses is these peer-to-peer bets. And to be able to have that action on the blockchain, without having to come out there with a stack of hundreds in your pocket.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's actually a good idea for a project. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like something
I've
that
actually talked to
deals,
some projects that are working on that. So
yeah,
I'm
like
very
a golf system for like specifically for golf. Good. That's a good
yes,
idea.
I'm very bullish on those projects.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Bobby Hexler says the money the PGA gives to charity annual totals more than all other sports combined. The
Bingo.
marriage of golf and crypto is an amazing way to do good, and that goes hand in hand. We were talking about Crypto Heartbeat before this, how he has the Compassion Cartel, and you have Rags to Riches that does the Christmas drive every year.
Right.
Like there's such a heart that people when they come from little or nothing and they achieve success in crypto, usually you see them like wanting to get back, wanting to help their fellow man. So this is all seems really nice and serendipitous. The craziest bunch out there, yes sir. And Marco says can't wait. So yeah, change of plan. I'm coming down now if there's girls coming. So Hexicans is consider flying in from Australia. You tipped him over the edge. You tipped him over the edge with girls.
So many girls.
Do it.
This is probably the most girls you guys are going to see on a golf course, probably ever.
Oh, yeah.
Marco's coming for the support. Crypto Golf Club in Hexico. Yeah, it says he and his brother play each other for crypto every time. So they're already betting crypto, man.
Yeah.
And now they've been playing for their PulseX bags.
Yeah, right. Pre-launch, create a lot of different issues with that, right? Hey, you promised me 5 million Pulse, man. Where's it at?
And then it's important to know, because I get this a lot. Like, I'm not a golfer. I'm horrible at it. Like, why should I come to this event? But have you ever watched, even a little bit of golf on TV or just by accident? You see that the greens are like filled with people. There is excitement in golf, right? Even though it seems like it could take a long time, there is a lot of excitement. And when you have these sponsors at these holes with these activities, this is essentially like a party on the golf course. So you just get a spectator pass, you come out there and you just hang out. You eat, you drink, and you have an amazing time, regardless of whether
the entire day.
For the entire day.
And talk about the most beautiful like scenery too. I mean, you can't beat a golf course, and Revere's a very pretty course. And for those that haven't even been on a course, I highly recommend it, because being able to party on a golf course, though my party days are behind me, hey, it's a blast. You can't beat it. I'll be partying out there in my own way.
And now where is it you guys have decided to hold the golf tournament? And let us know how you decided to choose that venue.
So actually, I told you that my little brother, he was on full ride scholarship to college for golf. And so he's still very much so like a full-time golfer. I like to say, I'm like, do you work, sir? Because like you golf all the time. But so he's still very much so connected to all these different golfers, and he's worked at a lot of different clubs. So he was able to set me up with a professional golf events coordinator. And so he contacted all the different courses in Las Vegas, found one that, we didn't want to be 30 minutes away from the strip or anything like that. We got one that's like 15 minutes from the airport. It's in Henderson, which is like the nice side where it's not like a lot of traffic. It's real convenient to the strip. You can actually see the strip from the golf course. Like it's a beautiful view out there, but it is in like the more, what do you call it? Swanky, like country club. Yeah, it's in like a nice country club gated community area. So it's a really nice course. We have a private clubhouse where we'll have a buffet with food. At all the holes, they'll have drinks. So it's gonna be a fun day.
Awesome. And can you read that comment on the screen? It's from someone named Black Crypto.
Yeah, he's always trolling, yelling 5555 instead of 4.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That's good.
Cool. Aaron Hex says, so cool. This community expand beyond the people, sports, and more. And then Jackie's in the house. Everyone who can come needs to come. So
100%.
Yeah.
And so it is coming out earlier, right? It's coming out a bit earlier for the conference for PulseCon, but it's I mean, I can't think of, I mean, as a golfer, I can't think of a better day that I'll have at the conference. Every time I go to a conference, it's always like, all right, where are we golfing? And what day are we going to ditch the conference to go do that? You know, like you don't have to ditch the conference for this one. You get to come and it's perfect. And tell them about the prizes. Right.
So just to remind them about that, it's a Monday, which is Labor Day. So it's a holiday. You probably don't have to work. You don't have to take off an extra day to be there. Just come into Vegas a little bit earlier. Like you said, this is the first cryptocurrency golf tournament. So all of our prizes have to be in cryptocurrency right now. And I do expect these things to go up. I've been focusing on the event, but at some point I'm going to focus on making that prize pool as big as I possibly can. Right now for the AM event, you get 2 million Pulse, 2 million PulseX, and 4 Staker class NFTs. For the PM event, it's 3 million Pulse, 3 million PulseX, and again, 4 Staker class NFTs. But I do expect that prize pool to go up. The swag bags are going to be awesome. We have so many different people that are coming out bringing swag, like Hex Merch and PulsePod and Power City. Internet Money sponsored a hole where a par 3, where if you get that hole in one, you can get that $20,000 cash. I mean, that's not even crypto. That's cash money that you can turn straight back into crypto. Crypto Sparkle is hosting a hole. They're going to have a contest at their hole. Not sure exactly what that one's going to be yet. But there's going to be, you know, all throughout the next month, you're going to keep hearing different things that have been added to the prize pool. I just talked to Hex Jeweler today. He wants to contribute something to the prize pool.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll announce that soon. Like, it's going to, the more and more attention we get on this event, and I think that's what I can't really stress enough. We really believe that this is the first international cryptocurrency golf tournament to ever exist. So we are going to be sending out press releases about this event for the next 40 days. And if they'll pick up a story about some PGA tournament just accepting Bitcoin, I think that there's a good chance that we could get the story picked up that we have a tournament that is 100% built in crypto.
Yeah, I think if you just find out that any female is in crypto, that will like get picked up, because we have more females in crypto than the rest of crypto combined.
Oh,
like,
I agree.
It's insane. Like you look at a picture of you guys hanging out in Vegas, and people they're like, they don't think it's real.
Right.
They're like, no,
who are the models you hired?
Yeah, there's 2 booth girls in Miami with like thousands of dudes. And here we are, like we're a real community of people with a lot of passions outside of crypto, which I think really makes us a unique in that aspect. So that's awesome.
I would love to ask. I would love to do some kind of survey and ask like the maxis of Bitcoin and ETH, how many of their wives give a shit about what they do in crypto? And I'm thinking that the numbers are not going to be too high. But in Hex, your wives come out. Your wives are in there, right? Like they're in the group chats. They're like, I'm going to this event. I'm going to this event. We're dedicated. We're in there.
I'll tell you what, Hexray Chick, who you've both met Hexray Chick, my wife. She never stops hearing about crypto. Like she can't help it. But the time that she actually looks and her eyes light up is when I talk about taking profits. When I say, hey, there's some money that's actually going to hit the checking account and you can go shopping. That's when she cares about crypto, right? Like the rest of the time, it's just like, it probably just sounds like another language, you know?
But you're so right about it though. And the thing is, there are so many females in the community that are even just supportive like that for that reason, or are like literally dedicated geeks learning about the blockchain. You know what I mean? And you just don't see that. I mean, that even aside from the golf tournament, that's newsworthy. You add the golf tournament on top of it, that's double newsworthy. I think that there's definitely going to be some bites for the press releases, because I mean, journalists are always looking for something to write about, and this is actually good content. Like you can't beat something like this. You know, wouldn't you want to be the journalist that put out the article about wouldn't you want to be the first golf journalist and journalist to put out the article on the first crypto golf tournament? I know I would if that's what I did.
We just got some lightning strike in the comments here from Academaciated. That's a pretty cool name. I'm really actually proud of myself for figuring it out and saying it. He says crypto versus legacy.
Yeah.
Golf tournament. Like let the legacy boys come against crypto boys. Dude, that would be that would be insane. In fact, that would, I think if you start doing that annually, that thing would snowball pretty fast.
Oh, exactly.
Like you were saying, you were talking about the power that golf holds in the legacy market and business world, right?
Yeah.
Huge. I mean, it's one of the most wealthy. If you look at the viewers of the sport, the people that actually they're patrons of the sport, you know, that golf and tennis are right up there amongst the top. And like you heard earlier, PGA donates more than all the other sports combined. I mean, it's because there's money there, you know. Mm-hmm. And Legacy would love to do that. Oh, Legacy would want to crush crypto. That would be such a good draw to get like a legacy team. Like, you know what I mean? Like let a legacy finance team come out to try to beat the crypto guys. That would be fun.
Yeah. Bobby Hexelrod's keeping it classy in here. He says, you say crypto, I have a feeling there'll be a lot of singles out there looking to get their whole sponsored. And some claps from Jackie. And Benny Blanco in the house. He says that's a great angle. The legacy versus crypto. That could be pretty awesome. Hex down under, off to work troops, not day one Hexican. Have fun at the golf, drive for a show, putt for dough.
Yep. Yeah. And then I just also want to say that if we're successful, right, a lot of golf tournaments are not successful in their first year as far as the funds, as far as not going into the negative. But we have that opportunity to do this here with our built-in community. Right, like people are, like you said, Hexicans just want to hang out with Hexicans sometimes, and so that makes us have buy-in that other communities don't just get as we have. And if we're successful with this event, that only goes to promote Post-Chain and Post-X even further. This golf tournament is going to stimulate the rest of the tour. So the workshops that we're going to be doing, the college visits that we're going to be doing, the wrapping of, you know, the RV to be able to tailgate at these big major events, all this work that we're doing is to fund and to kickstart those activities. So this is just a revolving, you know, wheel of post-chain promotion, right?
Mm-hmm.
100%.
If you haven't been to a meetup, don't miss this one.
You know, could we do a like a golf cart obstacle course? Then even the non-golfers could participate. We wouldn't need to make it too dangerous, but a race, like, you know, they have to get through certain cones. And hey, if the course is down, I know a lot of people would have a blast with that one. You know, because they go the same speed.
We might be able to, especially like with maybe the two winning teams, because I'm going to let you in on this little secret. I met somebody in Spaces that is in Las Vegas, and they customize golf carts. That's like, I'm in Spaces, and he's like, hey, you guys need custom golf carts? I've delivered to that course before. And so he's like, you could get it, you know, Hex themed, Post themed, you know, whatever. And so Freddie is shooting a music video at this event. And so we're looking at getting these customized golf carts now. That could be some really interesting content there.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, at the end of the event, maybe the two winning teams or something. I don't know. That's crazy.
Right. I'm telling you, we could think of something.
Yeah. So you were saying earlier, you guys are wanting to get this off the ground. You got some other things going on. If you guys like, I'm not a golfer, and I'm trying to get to Vegas in time to see this golf tournament, but I don't know if I will or not. But there's a lot of people all around the world, Hexicans, that want to see this team succeed. And so if you guys want to contribute, you guys have a crypto address here at the bottom of the screen. that people can donate crypto to. I'm going to add that to the notes. So if you guys are watching this later, or if you don't want to copy down like 58 characters by hand, I'll try to put that in there so you can copy and paste it, right? So yeah, so these funds right here, they're going towards is this the specific to the females team or to the whole golf tournament?
This one is specifically for the Hex.com sponsorship. So this is the team that Don is on. Right now, we have raised enough money in that sponsorship to be at a silver level. So basically what that includes is a dedicated hole at both the AM and the PM event, and then a team of 4, and then also some spectators and some other little things. But that's the main, things that you get with that sponsorship. If we raise just about like $800 more, then we'll move up to the gold level sponsorship. And then we'll be able to have 2 Hex teams, a team in the AM and a team in the PM. And our goal, me and Don, is to recruit the best golfers we can find for that team.
Yeah, absolutely.
The first team was made out of 100% Hexicans. The second team, we want no pointer golfers. Like we want, straight ringers.
Exactly.
Wow.
Win no matter what.
Yeah. Because it's an opportunity, right? Like we invite them to this golf tournament where they are, wealthy, they're golfers, they have this disposable income. And they're like, why are they bringing me to this, golf tournament? And then they get there and they see the excitement of all these different crypto projects and founders being out there. So it's not like you can just be like, oh, all crypto is a scam. Look, you can put faces, you can put names to faces right here on the golf course.
Yeah, they're real people.
Yeah,
exactly. One of the things that's crazy too is, I mean, let's dream of what Pulse Chain and Pulse X is going to do. But we know Hex did a 10,000x, right? With Pulse Chain, just Pulse Chain alone doing a 10,000x, just for the prize pool. I mean, that would be $2 million. I mean, there's pros that are playing real like PGA golf tournaments that aren't getting that for winning a tournament, and it's pretty wild. And you get these guys, you get some legacy finance or just some people out here in general to come get on the golf course and meet crypto folks and learn more about crypto. You're going to look at it expanding. Like this could literally be a big launch pad for getting the knowledge of Pulse Chain and Hex out there to a lot of people that otherwise never would have known anything about it. It really can be. This could be a huge onboarding event, whether it be in the short term, medium term, or long term. But I think that news will get out there and everyone wants to be a part of it. Like I say, I suggest everyone make it, find a way to come out and do it.
Yeah.
You too, X-Ray. You got to come, buddy.
Look at this. We got Jackie, $20 donation from every Hexican that can afford it would help out greatly. Like just $20. They're not, you guys aren't saying, hey, if you're not sending us 1,000 USDC, we don't want none. You're saying every bit helps. Just like when we saw in the Crypto Sparbook tour, every little bit helped. Every person that just showed up and filled up a seat made a big difference in that city's tour and spreading that information, right? Little Terrence Beat says he's still got to work too. He's not a day one, but he did catch Pulse X. So if they do good, I'm gonna be everywhere. So
when it happens, brother.
Well, and I was actually thinking about your 3 billion Pulse, the prize.
3 million,
yeah. How much was it?
3 million Pulse, 3 million Pulse X.
3 million Pulse and 3 million Pulse X. Yeah, like the guys like me that sit around doing moon math late at night. Yeah, that could be a really, really silly amount of money without putting it to work, right? Without staking, without validating. That could be some silly money in the future. And someone could ask them one day, like, hey, how did you make it? And they're like, well, I went to this golf tournament. Yeah. In Vegas like a few years ago. And
with a bunch of crypto people that that didn't know anything about golf, but they for some reason wanted a crypto golf tournament, right? We got I've been scouring the Hex community. I got like 4 golfers that I've been able to find so far, and like hundreds of Hexicans that are like, I want to come.
So it's an untapped
we'll get more
golfers in here.
So you guys are going to be hitting Vegas, getting this all ready. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of preparation that's going to go into it the weekend before Sunday night, and then people are going to be showing up in Vegas on Monday. They're able to hit the golf tournament on Monday, and hang out with you guys, and as Jackie says, pre-party, right?
On Labor Day, like what a perfect day.
And then the next day is the registration for PulseCon, like the 6th,
it's
right?
It's so much more going on, actually. So that night after the golf tournament, myself, Freddie, DCC, Korean Investor, and David Morales all put in on a penthouse. So we're kicking the penthouse party back up.
Yeah.
Wait, so that's the night of the golf tournament.
That's the night of the golf tournament. Yeah, we want you guys out there early. So
you know that the Hexicans didn't sleep last time, right? Like I remember walking around the tables at the Excalibur at like 5 a.m. They're shutting everything down, and you see like 7 other Hexicans just chilling, just going here, going there. I'm like, guys, we got. I'm like, you're supposed to speak tomorrow. Like, you're supposed. Like, what are you guys doing? And no one slept. No one slept last time in Vegas, and you guys are just starting that 2 days early this time, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like get your sleep on the plane ride on the way over is what you guys are saying.
Absolutely,
right?
Get
stay
your
hydrated.
Sleep. Stay hydrated. IVs, whatever you got to do to make sure you can come and show up for the tournament. It's going to be an awesome week. And here's the craziest thing, right? Is I mean, right now, and this is just something for anyone to look at that finds this, that might learn from it when they watch it later and they've heard about this golf tournament. But it's like right now, crypto's in this bear market. Sure, there's been a rally the last, ever since they made the Fed announcement, but it's the rate hike. But I mean, we're in a bear market. This stuff's all going on because of how legit these projects are. You know what I mean? I guarantee you, there's not a Luna golf tournament that's coming up. I guarantee you, there's not a Celsius golf tournament coming up. And my point is, it says a lot that we're looking at doing a golf tournament right now. It speaks to the value of these projects and why these are so legit.
Yeah. We're crazy in a good way.
Exactly.
Crazy in a good way is how I explain what it's like hanging out with the Hexicans. Is like there's an energy in the air when you're around people that are excited about the future. They're excited about their family. They're excited about their goals, and they care about each other. Like you can't, like if you could bottle that and sell it, it'd be awesome, but you can't. So you got to show up to Vegas. You got to show up to these events and really see what makes these people tick and what motivates people like BlaKCHEXican and Don, the hexiest man in the world, to put in the hours and sweat when nothing else is going on.
Yeah.
You know?
Because this is the time to do it, right? Like, people have this high excitement when they see these green candles. Right. But that's like actually like the worst time to onboard your friends and family, because if you see a red candle right afterwards, then your friends and family hate you. They're like, you made me buy this at 40 cents and now it's 3 cents and all this kind of stuff. But if we work and focus on keeping energy high and building in the bear, right, then it's nothing but upside for them to see. And they see, look at how many projects are committed to coming. Look how many people are coming out here. Then they know that crypto's not dead, because that's what you hear right now from the regular person when you walk around. Right. Oh, that Bitcoin took a major hit. Crypto's probably dead, huh? No, this is your time. This is your time to change your life and your family's life, right? And that the fact that we have this many people that are already dedicated to Pulse Chain and it's not even here, like, this is groundbreaking. And I can only imagine what's going to happen after this, years to come, when we do have mainnet and we do have, 5,000x, 10,000x, whatever it is, 100x. I'll be happy.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Right. And Jackie says, now's the time to onboard before we go up big time again, saving more lives. And that's true. Is the people that I onboarded at the beginning, they went through that first crazy wave. So they're good. The people I onboarded at the end of that wave, they're the ones that are like, they're really sus. They're like, hey,
for
what are you?
sure.
You said I'd have a yacht by now, and I'm like, I didn't say a yacht. I said a nice fishing boat. No, I was telling, you know what I mean? Like the people that have seen the full cycle, they got the eyes to see the next cycle, right? And we're in crypto, and a lot of us are in America, and so we have the 4-year cycle of the presidential election. We got the 4-year cycle of the Bitcoin cycle. They line up pretty close.
They really do.
So 24, 25, everyone that's been around is saying this could get stupid in a couple more years. And even if we're not like going crazy next year, the next year is like, that's when they cut the Bitcoin in half. That's when we're going to figure out who's in the White House, what's going on. And, you know, like you better be strapped in with a 5-point harness. Because if not, you're gonna fall out of that rocket ship, and you better be listening to Matty Allen's, you know, sudden wealth syndrome, because that's a lot to take mentally and emotionally. And
so true.
Thank God we have a beautiful, wonderful community to reach out to when we're experiencing this insane ride, you know. And I just want to say thanks to you two, you know, in person, for being part of this community.
Yeah,
absolutely. Thank you, man. Thank both of you. Yeah, you both are amazing.
There, West Brand says the Celsius golf tournament is taking donations. You show up, it's an abandoned golf course and no one's there.
It's so cool. Man,
that's so true.
Golf tournament rug pool, huh?
Yeah. So if someone is looking to sponsor or get sponsored, they should contact you with KSB TV /golf, right?
Yes.
And if they want to come see it, they got to show up in Vegas by Labor Day.
Yes,
on Monday on Labor Day.
Yeah, they also need to go to that website, and they do need to get what's called a spectator pass. We do have a limited number of people that we, you know, can have on the course. So I would strongly suggest that you buy those passes first, because I think that the spectator passes will sell out. The golfers, we're going to accommodate them all the way up until, you know, the final day. But, you know, try to get your tickets early. Try to know what team you're going to be on. If you want to represent Hex or Post Chain, then contact me directly, so I can let you know if there's room on those teams, you know, or, you know, brand your team, put together your own foursome and say that we're out here representing Post Chain. There can be as many Post Chain Hex teams, you know, as you guys want there to be. I just took the initiative to make sure at least 4 of them would be funded.
Okay,
you know,
good,
and you guys can help with that. Like Jack was saying about the $20. There are so many things that we're trying to do. One of the ideas that someone had, I want to even say it was Cabana Crypto's idea. He was like, why don't you guys print up Hex.com balls for the driving range? Just hit them out there, because those balls are going to fly everywhere. And all throughout the next years, people are constantly going to be finding Hex.com balls, and it's a 38% and wondering, you know, what is that about? You know, so these are the type of things that we're doing. And the more small contributions we get, the more merch and things like that we can, you know, put out there, you know.
Awesome. My brother Casey is in the comments here. You guys know Casey. Heart of Gold. He says he needs a team. He's playing. He's down.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
He's down. So that's awesome. Yeah. And so, like I said, you can contribute at this address, and then to get the spectators pass and sign up, go to ksb.tv/golf. And then how do you get the code word, the password to get into that penthouse party? What do you do there? Who do you talk to?
You got to come see us at the golf tournament. Everybody who can issue you an invite will be at the golf tournament. So I'm pretty sure if you're there, you'll find out where we're headed next.
Don't miss the party. Don't miss the golf tournament. And then also, if you get the invite for the party afterwards, but come to the party during the day. That's going to be the best. I don't care what kind of penthouse it is. You still can't beat a golf course, in my opinion. I just think that's the best place to enjoy yourself. That's coming from a golfer.
Oh man, that's cool. That's cool. So what are you guys thinking about the whole market as a whole? You guys, what are you guys what are you guys telling your friends and families to do in the next 12 to 15 months to gear up for, whatever's going to happen when Pulse Chain launches and the cat's out of the bag?
You want to go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess for me, I'm encouraging everybody to buy as much as they possibly can. I know that I bombarded a lot of people between 40 cents. For the most part, it was all between like 20 cents and 12 cents. But they're still feeling it, right? And so you have to understand that the DCA is important. That if you want your average price to go down, then you need to get it down. You need to keep investing.
Yep.
You can't just say that I threw in, a bunch one time and now I'm upset until it turns around. You have to be proactive in that. So that's my main thing. It's just keep going, stay focused.
Yeah, and I'm saying the exact same thing. I'm basically saying, hey, look, now, you don't know when the bottom's going to come in, but I assure you that Hex is going to make new all-time highs. That's for sure. And in the meantime, if you don't have any disposable income at the moment, then at least save up for a hardware wallet, get your security and your knowledge down, like learn the basics. But I'm telling people, buy and stake your Hex. You know what I mean? And pay close attention. Follow at least a few key accounts to know when Pulse Chain launches, so you can get in, because that's something that, if you think about how many people already don't know about Pulse Chain, we hope that they hear about the launch, but that's good news for people that are wanting to get in. It's like, hey, once it gets out, it's going to take a while to get out because everyone's not buzzing to hear about, like you said, there's a lot of people that don't know about Pulse Chain yet, and it's crazy. So be on the lookout for Pulse coming.
Right. Jackie says you got to keep marketing to get the word out.
Yeah.
Wes Brand says, I tell everyone to think every $1,000 is 100,000 and their eyes light up.
Yeah.
I've got some, my son's friends will come over, do some yard work, and I'll say, do you want cash, crypto, or a mix? And someone will take a mix or this or that. But I'm like, look, that $40 that I'm paying you to do whatever, do you know how much that could be worth in the future?
Exactly. And you can save yourself from that. You can literally stake it, like Maddie says, right? Send it to your future self. Like you can stake it and not even have to worry about it. Name another crypto where you can do that without centralization and giving up your keys,
I think that's like one of the funniest things about my onboards that I hear about. You were saying, they said I'd have a yacht by now, right? But I'm like, actually, I literally told you that this is it will change your life in 5 to 10 years. And now you're coming back like 4 months later, like, I'm wrecked. I was like, wait a minute, what happened to our 5-year plan?
5 to 10 years.
Know what I mean? Like stake it and make it. Just forget about it.
Yeah, that's a really important point, is like you try to set their expectations. And that's why I bring up the 4-year cycle, is like, you kind of have to be on both sides of it, right? So 5 years is a really good start. And the truth is, in 5 years, you're going to be older anyways. Like you would have spent that money on something anyways. So why not do something that could like really change your life for the better, that could get you out of debt, that could help you pay for something that is important to you, that could give you some security for your future, because you talk to a lot of people and they don't have a plan. They don't have security. They don't have a retirement built up.
Yep, nothing.
And so like, this is a real opportunity to take advantage of something new and exciting. So
yeah, and what I've always told people too is when I'm talking to family and friends, is they remember me back in 2013 when I was talking to them about Bitcoin. They genuinely remember that. And I had in my office, I had like actual Bitcoins that were, the coins that were in like plastic cases. Yeah,
Cashapp coins.
Yeah, right. And everyone remembers me talking about it, and then just dismissed it forever, right? And then the Mt. Gox thing happened. Anyway, my point is that now they all ask me like, oh, hey, what happened? Do you still have that? I remember you talking about Bitcoin. And I tell them, hey, listen, the feeling I have about Hex and certainly the feeling I have about Pulse, but is the same feeling when I found out about it, was the same feeling I had when I had learned about Bitcoin. And I just knew it was going to be something. And I mean, Hex and Pulse, I think are going to even obliterate that. So
Totally,
I mean,
totally. I was giving Bitcoin to my coworkers and friends
yeah,
in
right. Exactly. Me
in
too.
2014, like setting up a wallet on their phone or whatever and giving them like, Bitcoin. And then they would call me like six years later and be like, oh my gosh, that buck you gave me is $68 or whatever it
Yeah.
was. And I'm like, yeah, you were supposed to add to that, dude. Like, I didn't, that wasn't just I told you so. That was like, I was teaching you how to do that with your money. And those guys now are
Right.
coming to me and they're like, dude, I saved up another $2,000. Will you sit down with me and let's do this? Same guys. And I wish it's too bad it took them that long to see the light, but they did. Marco says some of my friends couldn't make it 5 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hubby, and then Jackie says hubby staked $54 for around 300 days, made 64K. That's 300 days.
Yes,
and
that's
that's the
wild.
thing is a lot of people will see that and say, well, I missed that. It's like, but you really didn't miss that. Not only did you not miss that, but PulseX aren't even out. Some of these cool projects that are coming out on Pulse, they're not even out. And when they do come out, almost everything that comes out goes through a little baby dip, right? Everything that comes out, all the people that got in on the sacrifice or whatever, they take their profits, the price drops down, but then it hits that point where it never comes back.
Right.
Yeah.
That 3 to 6 months, this golden window is coming out for so many projects. And Pulse and PulseX that, and it's going to happen with, I think it's going to happen with Hex too, because you're doubling the supply of Hex overnight. And how can that not affect the price? So I tell people, get your money ready for those little dips.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, yeah. It's, the thing is, it's people get worried when the price dips, but truly one of the things is volatility is part of it. It's built. That's what we stomach the volatility for these crazy gains, so when it dips, that's when you got to look at it as, oh my gosh, I can lower the average cost of my position. I can dollar cost average in. Why wouldn't I do that? I mean, that's it's built into it. Volatility is how we're able to make those crazy gains. If it didn't dip, then it likely wouldn't rip,
Yeah, and right now you get the buy one get one free with Hex. So if you are thinking 5 to 10 years, like Kaylin said, like that really is life-changing wealth. And Jackie says, hold until after the launch at least. So awesome. I want to thank you guys for taking time with me. I know we had some problem with our schedules. I really appreciate you guys working with me. That means a lot. And it was really great. And I'm really excited about this golf. I'd heard about it on Twitter, scrolling up and down, but to really hear all the stuff you guys got going on is really exciting. So
and just stay tuned for all the other announcements that are going to come out.
You guys aren't done yet.
No.
How many? What's the countdown to September 5th right now?
39 days.
39
I know.
days. So you guys are just gonna to be ramping up for the next 39 days.
The next 39 days.
Oh my gosh.
Spread the word. Everyone spread the word. Yeah.
So that, we can, the sooner we have the funds to be able to order the merch and to be able to do all the things we want to do, the bigger and better this event is, right? We get this thing paid off and then we can just focus on recruiting and onboarding no corners to attend.
Awesome. And that's what it's about. It's about finding those other communities that aren't in crypto, because they're not in crypto because they're not interested in crypto, or they don't understand it. But if they can understand something else they're into, like golf, then they've got a bridge over to crypto, and that's where it starts. So,
and no better time than when you're golfing to learn about something. I mean, that's the best. Like they said, the biggest deals are made on the golf course when you can sit with someone, play with them for a few hours, and actually learn about wallets, privacy, etc. Like anyone that's interested in golf or interested in crypto that likes to play golf, come to the tournament. We will welcome you in this community with open arms. And that's just the way Hexicans are, and so come enjoy it and spread the word to every golfer, because I guarantee they want to come.
Marco says, hey, the winning team of the golf will get Hex wallets made by me.
Damn.
Nice, Marco. Yes, I will
Up in the
message you.
stakes.
I would love to
The
have
stakes just went up,
the
ladies and
Cashapp
gentlemen.
brand represented. Yes.
That's
Yeah, I
awesome.
Beautiful.
love
Marco's
it.
work is incredible too. For anyone that
I
hasn't seen it,
love
his work's
him.
incredible. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
check out his work. I'm sure he's got pictures on Twitter. Marco the Hexican. Oh,
Yeah,
and he
it's
says
incredible.
hats too. This
Wait,
is
what he
We're
said? I
going
couldn't
up,
see it.
hats
y'all.
too.
We're going
Oh
up.
Says
yeah,
hats too.
nice.
So hats and wallets handmade by Marco. That's
Check those
yeah. You're not
DMs,
gonna get
Marco.
the. You're not gonna get those
I gotta get practicing. I gotta get on the course today. I gotta see what I can do to make sure we win this thing.
You gotta eat your Wheaties, man.
Exactly,
You
man.
gotta
Exactly.
Do your burpees.
Exactly. Oh, I'm getting right on them.
Awesome, West Brand. Damn, I love being in this cult, and that's what I said. People tease me like you're in a cult, and I
You're
say,
brainwashed.
if you're gonna be in a cult, like be in a good one. Be in
Yeah.
one that
Right.
makes you. Be in one that makes you rich. Be in one that makes you free. Be in one that
Right.
has some cult members worth partying with. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Like be in a good one. So
Exactly.
Yeah, one that takes you on yachts in Miami and parties in New York and golf tournaments in Vegas. I'm down with that kind of cult.
yeah, that's a good call. Cool. Well,
Yeah,
I'm
can't
gonna
beat it.
wrap this up. Like I said, I'm gonna put the link and the address in the notes for here. So if you guys are watching this tomorrow or the next day while you're driving to work, check on down there to get signed up and get over to Vegas to party with us. So awesome.
Thanks
Yeah.
for having me.
I need a soundboard like that.
Yeah, man.
Not even for my streams, just to make me feel better throughout the day.
Check it out. I can always drop this one.
Thanks, Hexiest man in the world.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That would
You
be
guys
on my
got
phone.
toys.
Yeah.
Dang.
I gotta get me
Dang.
some toys. I got nothing.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, we're gonna end the stream. We'll catch you guys later. And thanks again for showing up. Later, homies.
All righty.